Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible stories from ancient India. It's a tale about challenging tradition, the out-of-control rage of a god, and a miracle that has been told for thousands of years. This is the story of how Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill.
All right, so picture this, the idyllic land of Vrindavan. We're talking lush green fields, the gentle Yamuna River flowing by, and a close-knit community of cowherds living in peace. And at the very heart of it all is this enchanting young boy named Krishna.
So you've got this perfectly peaceful setting, right? Well, that's exactly where the central conflict of our story kicks off. And it doesn't start with some big battle, nope. It starts with a simple yet world-changing question from a child. See, every single year, the people of Vrindavan threw this massive festival for Indra, the king of the gods, the guy who controlled thunder and rain. They'd prepare all these incredible offerings because they believed that if they didn't, Indra would get angry, hold back the rains, and everything they depended on would just die. The whole tradition was basically built on fear. And the one person who decides to stand up and question this whole system? You guessed it, Krishna. And he's only 7 years old. He watches his family and neighbors preparing this huge offering and asks a question that's about to turn everything upside down. Krishna comes along and just completely flips the script. He asks the villagers, "Hey, why are we worshiping some distant god just because we're scared of him? Look around. It's Govardhan Hill right here that gives our cows grass, gives us fresh water, and gives us shelter. Shouldn't we be thanking it, the nature that's right here taking care of us?" And, well, with his charm, he convinces them. They completely change course and make their offerings to the mountain instead.
Now, as you can probably imagine, a powerful god doesn't exactly appreciate being ignored, especially on the advice of a 7-year-old. Way up in his heavenly palace, Indra sees that his altar is empty, and his massive pride just curdles into this absolutely destructive rage. His arrogance is just off the charts. He feels totally humiliated by these mere mortals. He actually roars, "I will show them who is master of the universe." And he decides he's going to make an example out of Vrindavan, a punishment so severe, no one will ever forget it.
And we're not talking about just any storm here. Indra summons the Samvartaka clouds. Now you gotta understand, these are the mythical, apocalyptic clouds of destruction. They're only supposed to show up at the very end of the world, so he's literally unleashing a world-ending storm on one small village. Talk about an overreaction. The terror that hits the ground is unimaginable. The sky turns pitch black, the thunder is so loud it feels like the world is cracking apart. And the rain, it's not even drops. It's falling in solid columns, flooding everything in an instant. The villagers are running for their lives, screaming Krishna's name, thinking his advice has just doomed them all. But right when it seems like all hope is lost, when the whole village is about to be washed away, the story takes its most incredible turn. The very thing that made Indra so mad is about to become their only hope. While everyone else is at a full-blown panic, Krishna is the definition of calm. He tells everyone, "Don't be afraid. Govardhan Hill will protect us." And then he just calmly walks over to the base of this huge mountain. So he approaches this massive force of nature with this apocalyptic storm just raging all around him. And to save everyone, he does this impossible thing with just his left little finger. Yeah. In a moment that makes no logical sense, the 7-year-old boy puts his smallest finger under the base of the mountain and, like it's nothing, just lifts the entire thing into the air. And this wasn't just some flex of power. It was an act of pure protection. Krishna creates this giant mountain umbrella. He calls out, and everyone, all the villagers, their kids, all their cows and animals, they all rush underneath. For 7 full days and 7 nights, while Indra throws everything he's got at them, Krishna just stands there, holding the mountain. And underneath, it's so calm and safe that not even a single lamp gets blown out. After 7 days, the storm finally ends. But not because Indra decided to stop, it's because he literally ran out of power. And this is where the story's real legacy begins. Indra peers down from the heavens, fully expecting to see nothing but a wasteland. But instead, he sees all the people of Vrindavan, completely safe, just chilling under this mountain, being held up by a little boy. And it's in that moment that it finally clicks. This is no ordinary kid. This is someone divine. Completely overcome with shame for his arrogance, the mighty king of the gods comes down from his throne,
bows before Krishna, and begs for forgiveness. And Krishna, being who he is, forgives him, gently teaching him that real power is for serving and protecting, not for scaring people into submission.
And this incredible event isn't just a story tucked away in an old book. It actually inspired a living tradition. Every year, people celebrate the festival of Govardhan Puja. They create these amazing miniature mountains out of food, sweets, grains, all sorts of good stuff, to honor that day and the idea of being grateful for the nature that sustains us. So, what are we really meant to take away from this? Well, there are a few big ideas. First, that purity and love are stronger than brute force and violence. Second, that maybe the truest form of worship is just being grateful for what's right here in front of you. And finally, the beautiful idea that for those who are truly devoted, the divine itself will be their shelter.
And that brings us to a final question, one for us to think about. It kind of makes you look at your own life and ask, what are the mountains that shelter and sustain me? The people, the places, the things that are always there, protecting and nourishing me, that maybe, just maybe, I sometimes forget to thank?